Welcome to Healing Options. I'm Amy, and today I will demonstrate meridian tracing. Here we go. We begin with central meridian, which runs up the midline of the front of the body, all the way up the neck to the lower lip. That's a yin meridian. Governing meridian is yang, and it does the same thing on the back of the body, midline of the back. Up over the top of the head, down the bridge of the nose to the upper lip. Next we have stomach meridian, which is a yang meridian. Begins on the cheekbones below the eyes, drop down to the chin, circle the jaw a little bit, up to the hairline, come down again. Now you're going down the throat to the collarbones. Go out on the collarbones just a bit, down over the breasts, down the center of the body, but not the midline, either side of the midline. Down the fronts of the legs, you're going to curve around outside the kneecaps and back down on the shins, down the foot, off the second toe. Now we're going to go to spleen, which is on the inside of the big toes. Spleen cups up inside of the body, above the ankle, inside, flare out at the groin, come up the sides of the rib cage, up above the armpits, and back down to the rib cage. That's spleen, which is a yin meridian. From spleen, we move to heart, which is a yin meridian as well. Heart is in the armpit, starts here. So I use my hand to place it in the armpit, and we're going to be on the soft side of the arm, no hair. So soft side of the arm and off the pinky finger, and it's going to be this side of the pinky finger. Same thing on the other side. You can just cup your arm, aim for the soft side of the arm, and off the inside of the pinky finger. Next we have small intestine, which is a back side of the pinky. Same finger, different side. It's going to be the hairy side. This is the yang meridian. So we're going to come up the hairy side of the arm, up the shoulder, and we're going to drop our hands down because it zigzags down a little bit on the back, up the neck, and go to the cheekbone and point your finger towards your ear. Same thing on the other side. Hairy side of the baby finger, hairy side of the arm, up, drop down on the shoulder, come up the face to the cheekbone, and point in the ear. Here you are up on the face. We're going to start with bladder meridian, which begins between the eyebrows. We're going to come up over the top of the head. Now there are two channels. We're going to grab both of them, either side of the spine, and come down. When you hit the waist, you come up just a little bit and around the hips, down the legs, outsides of the legs. Your hands go behind your knees, down the outsides of the legs and off the baby toe. Here you are on the feet. You're going to move from bladder to kidney, which is at the base of the foot. It's underneath the bottom of the foot, the ball of the foot. You're going to put your hands in that kidney 1 point. You're going to drag your hands up the arch above the ankle bone, circle the ankle bone, come up the insides of the legs, all the way up the center of the body, right to your kidney 27 points at the collarbones. From kidney, which is a yin meridian, we move to another yin meridian, pericardium. It starts at the outside of the nipple. It's on the soft side of the arm again, on the inside of the arm, and you're aiming for your middle finger. Off the middle finger, tip of the middle finger. Same thing on the other side. Outside of the nipple, arm, soft side of the arm, off the middle finger. Triple warmers next. It's a yang meridian, and it's right next to that middle finger. You're going to jump over to the ring finger. Up the ring finger, up the hairy side of the arm because it's a yang meridian. Drop down just a little bit on the shoulder, up the neck, stop behind the earlobe, go around behind the ear to the temple. Same thing on the other side. Up the ring finger, the hairy side of the arm, up the shoulder, just a little bit back, up the neck, stop at your earlobe, trace around behind the ear to the temples. Now you're going to be at gallbladder, which is another yang meridian. Start at your temples. You're going to drop down to the ear, come up to the hairline. Now you're going to go around behind the ear, come back up to the hairline, and now you're going to trace around in front of your shoulders, back to the front of the rib cage, to the waist. Now you're going to come around the front of your hips and rest your hands in the soft spot. Now you're going to come down the sides of the legs, all the way down the sides of the legs, off the fourth toe. Here you are on the feet. You're going to move from gallbladder to liver, which is between the big toe and the second toe on the inside of the big toe. Inside, up the foot, above the ankle, inside of the legs, flare out at the groin, and back to the rib cage. You're going to end right here on the rib cage. From liver, which is a yin meridian, we move to lung, which is also a yin meridian. Lung begins right where the arm attaches, just below it. Lung is going to be a yin meridian, which is a soft side of the arm. So we're going to go around the shoulder, and we're aiming for the thumb. Same thing on the other side. In this nice little soft divot in here, you're going to go around the shoulder, on the soft side of the arm, and off the thumb. Here we are on the hand. We're going to jump to a large intestine meridian, which is a yang meridian, right here on the index finger. We're going to jump up here, trace up the hairy side of the arm, up the shoulder, up the neck, across the face, and end on the opposite side. Notice we're on opposite sides. Same thing other side. Index finger, up the hairy side of the arm, up the shoulder, up the neck, cross over to the opposite side. Here we are on the face. We're back to stomach. Stomach right here. Drop down to the jaw, circle around, come down, go down the neck to the collarbone, flare out slightly, just off center of the center line, either side, and you're going to go down the fronts of the legs. Remember to go around the outside of the kneecap, down the center of the shin, and off the second toe. Now back to central and governing. Central is the midline of the front of the body to the lower lip, and governing the back. Over the top of the head, down the bridge of the nose, to the upper lip. Thank you for spending time with me. If you enjoyed this video, you can find links below to my website and more.